Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Please be joined by John Short of Milford Football. Hey, John, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. So, off season going well. How are things, heading for you guys?
It's going really well. Ever since that last game against East Lansing in the playoffs, just been head down, working really hard. Day in and day out, weight room, field, wherever I can get my work in, and with my guys, and it's just been going really well these past few months. I'm very excited.
Yeah. So, really going into this year, I know that, last year, you've seen this program, through and through. You were, when you were in as a freshman, of course, that was Mikeovich's first year as head coach.
Mhm.
And really just the program as is really taken off these past 3 years. What has it been like just to be a part of this whole thing?
It's been great. To play for a team that's kind of been built up from low expectations to high expectations. I think it's something really good to be a part of. Yeah, it just feels great. Very, very happy to be a part of this program.
You're a receiver. What's that going to be like for you this year?
Mm, it should be pretty good. Definitely got I got a new quarterback slinging the rock from CC. I'm very excited about that too, and I know a lot of other guys that play receiver are excited about that as well.
Yeah, I mean, with Hudson coming in there, and of course, we just literally talked to Hudson. That, of course, that interview will be up on the channel at some point, along with this one. Um, how exciting was it to have him in here? And of course, JT is still around as well.
hmm Pretty exciting. Ever since I heard about he was transferring, I started to get right to work with him, and built a connection pretty fast and pretty strong one too. Ever since then, working with JT and Hudson, whoever it may be, um, just trying to maintain that connection. Very excited for both of them.
Yeah. For you as a receiver, have you always liked being one? What's the biggest thing that you've had to learn so far as a receiver, just beside, running all the routes, making sure you're in the right place at the right time and all that?
I'd say confidence. I'd say I had a pretty quiet high school career up until now, and I'd say that resulted in my newfound sense of confidence I've developed. And just being able to go out there and realize that I can do this, and it's something that God blessed me with. It's a talent that He blessed me with, and so I got to go out there and make the most of it.
Yeah. For you this year and just to see like, with this summer, what have you improved at with as an overall player this past summer?
For me, I'd say probably discipline to be able to come in and day out of every single workout and every single practice, and to try to keep a kind of like a strong mindset. Allow my body to get tired before my mind. I think that's something that I've developed the most, on these hot summer days.
I know you're a high school player, but it's also, this is, I mean, it may be only 9 weeks, but
hmm
it's a short season, but it's a long season at the same time.
Yeah.
How do you deal with all the things that go on in a season, just like the highest of highs, the lowest of lows, and how do you handle all that? And I'm just talking about just as a normal everyday player, is also reminding, as I've reminded a lot of, just as a normal everyday kid.
I'd say just trying to be level headed, not letting, success get to my head too much, nor failure, just being able to, be happy about a win, but be willing to come into practice the next week and get straight back to work. And same sort of case with a loss.
Yeah. That's I know that's easier said than done.
Oh, yeah.
For you, like, I know you're a senior this year, and I think I'm going to ask the obvious question: has that thought came through your head yet? Like, this is my last year playing high school football and stuff.
Most definitely. It went by a whole lot faster than I thought it would. I remember, my first day walking in, you know, as a freshman, I thought, man, it's gonna take forever all summer just to get to week one, and now here I am, almost at week one of my senior season. It's crazy.
They always say like time goes like really, really fast as you get older. I don't know if you,
hmm
if that, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, definitely.
Um, what has it been like to say like, being a football player and stuff like that? I'm sure you've played every position. Like what was, as you look back at your time playing football, what was the outside of being a receiver, what's another position you've played?
I played a bit of quarterback my freshman year and a little bit of running back my sophomore year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So freshman year, that's the first time you've ever touched a football. You didn't play when you were younger, if I'm not.
Yeah.
What got you into to this football thing?
Well, I wanted to play football my entire life, but it's something my mom never let me do when I was a little kid. She didn't want me to injure my head too much, but I also grew up playing hockey and lacrosse, and she was watching me play that, and she's was like, "Man, those sports are pretty violent too. I don't see why you can't play football." And I went out there and played high school football.
Yeah. So, what's been the best moment so far in your football career?
Honestly, I'd say these past few weeks at the start of this season, I feel like I feel like it's definitely different from my past few years at Milford football. I feel, like, you know, it's going to be great. I'm very excited about it. And that's just something I try to keep in mind. So I'd say right now has been my, most memorable moment of high school football.
That's actually a first of, yeah, everyone goes back to last year, a favorite win. I've never heard anyone say now. So
Hmm.
I think if I'm hearing this is probably the most excited you've probably been entering a football season ever.
Oh, yeah.
Why is that? Is it just like the coaches, just the players around you, and just overall this the culture that you're in right now?
Yeah. And, like I said earlier, I feel like I've had a pretty quiet high school career up until now, and I feel like the winds are changing, and it's gonna be a lot different going into this season. I've put in so much hard work this off season, and I'm looking forward to seeing it pay off.
Yeah. Okay. How do you like mentally get ready for a game? Like, what's what do you? Because I know it's different for every player.
Hmm. Well, mainly for me, I just try to make sure that I'm level headed and calm, but I'm in a good mood. I feel like if I ever go into a game stressed or scrambled or worried, that's how I start to play, scrambled and kind of all over the place. But once I, kind of bring it in and get in a good mood, I can go out there and just play free and calm and confident.
Okay. I know you have a lot of goals. I know the team has a lot of goals, and I know that there's a lot of things that you want to accomplish in this final year. What would obviously everybody wants to win a state championship,
Hmm.
but what's it going to take to have a successful season?
I'd say starting the first week 3-0. I'd say kicking off the season strong and getting into that momentous state that'll just take us through the rest of the season if we're able to maintain it.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to know you a little bit, John, since the first time you've came on here. What do you like to do outside of football, outside of sports, school?
I love to golf.
Okay, how far can you hit the ball?
Maybe out with my driver, maybe 250, somewhere around there.
Yeah. I don't want to assume anything, but big Michigan fan.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That seems like another Milford tradition too.
Yeah, for sure.
You and JT are probably, I think, two of the biggest. I
Yeah.
will say. Have you always liked them growing up and stuff?
Yeah, I'd say, when I'd say a little bit before I moved to Michigan is when I started to really be a Michigan fan.
Yeah. Um, what's your what's what's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Let's see. I like Rocky a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, the Rocky series. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And finally, what's your all-time let's ask a different question. What's something people don't know about you?
Let's see. I don't really know. A lot of people don't know that I grew up playing hockey. That's for sure.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, John, thanks so much for the time as always, and best of luck this season. And let's have you on again sometime.
Yep. Appreciate it. Thank you.